Do the waggle dance. Waggle, 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 waggle.
And there is some Captain Brood. There we have it. Got her Dunsky.
Man, she's gorgeous. Guys, we found our queen.
Finally.
See that?
Howdy friends, Jake from GD Honey Acres here. Well, today we got a fun project. Where you're looking at it right now, this is a raised garden that my wife designed last year and we built. We went regular just pine construction lumber because we didn't want any treated, I guess, those chemicals in the treated wood. We didn't want that leaching into our garden at all. We don't want that getting our vegetables and fruits and such. Just don't want any of that chemical in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to make this out of 2x10s, sorry, 2x12 by 10 footers. It's really, that way we just keep it simple. So you got a 10-foot board there, 10-foot board there, 10-foot board behind me. The only ones we need to measure are these inside boards and those end boards that are down there. So let's get these measured out because I don't have the paperwork anymore that I had from last year when we first cut these up. Then we'll cut up those 2x12s, and we got 4x4s that we use in each corner of this. So that way there's plenty of strength there. I can run real long screws into it and hold this all together. And then in between the 4x4s from each corner, we got just regular 2x4s in there to help hold it all together as well. All right, let's get measuring so we can make some cuts. Alright, that's all the measuring I had to do. It looks like my ends and this center piece here are 40 inches. So I'm going to need 6 pieces at 40 inches. Then I'm going to need, these are at 96 inches, these inner long pieces. So I'll need 4 of those at 96 inches. Alright, let's go meet back over at my miter saw in the shop. Alright, now here's my pile of lumber. What's nice about doing the 2x12 10 footers is I won't have to cut 6 of these at all. All I need to do is just make my other cuts, those 6 at 40 inches and those 4 at 96 inches. It's just regular old construction lumber from your hardware store. I got mine at Menards. Got all my 2x12s, 2x4s, and 4x4s. Alright, let's get cutting some boards up so we get that U made.
Today is
that cool?
tomorrow. Today is tomorrow.
Is that cool?
Yeah. Is today tomorrow?
Yes. Alright, now.
This tomorrow is done. It's gotta be another tomorrow, so we could go to the, so we could all go to the dinosaur.
Really?
5 of us, and then we could visit all of the Godzilla family.
Okay.
Just like my toy.
Alright, now just like I did in all my B-box building videos, I'm going to use this 40 incher as a template and just make my next 5 pieces up from this. Now, don't mind the mess in the shop. It's dirty, I know. I will get to it. Just I've been laid up lately, back's been hurting a bit. Alright, let's finish making these cuts. Safety glasses. Safety is number 1. All right. That's the last of our 40 inchers. Now we got to cut 4 96 inchers. There's one. I'm going to cut the next 3, and then we're going to meet back out where I'm going to put this new garden box. Alright, well, we got all of our pieces cut. We've got all the 2x12s cut to length. I went ahead and cut my 4x4s and my 2x4s to length as well, which is about 22 inches is what I cut them at. You need 8 of the 4x4s and 7 of the 2x4s for this. Now I'm going to work on getting the first corner put together right here, because that first corner can be pretty crucial, and once you get it set up where it needs to be, it's pretty easy to build right off of what you just set up. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done and get that worked on. What I decided to use for a screw, I want a decking screw. It has a T25 head on it. I like either that T25, which is a star bit, or a square bit head, because they seem to round off a lot less. You can grip them a lot better. And I'm going 2.5 inch screws, so that way I've got a 2x is actually 1.5, so you got at least 1 inch of screw going into this. Now there'll be, I don't know, let me think here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere from 7 to 8 screws per board into this 4x4, which will be plenty to hold it together. So we did last year, that's what we're going to do this year. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is this one. I'm going to just I'm going to start my screws. I went the decking screws because they are coated, which means they're not going to rust out on you. Go, 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 go. You're funny, buddy. I'm just going to get it flush right there. Hold on. Should be good to go there. I'll run these in, then we'll attach that board. I'm going to go ahead and get this first layer done, and we'll be right back when I got the first layer done and we can start building the second layer. Whew. All right, that was the last screw on the bottom row for now. Now, tell you what, make sure you guys have at least a couple extra batteries on hand. I went through one battery before I got to these last 3 planks here to put on. Yeah, it's going fairly well. I wish it wasn't 80-some degrees right now, but put sunscreen on. My son went back inside, told him it was a little hot, so he's going to go cool off for a while, probably take a nap. After I get the second row of this put on, then I'm going to put my 2x4s on, which will just act as support for the center of the planks, especially the long ones. We're not real worried about the short planks. There's not going to be a lot of pressure there. There's really not a whole lot of pressure that we would really need the 2x4s, but just as an extra precaution, we're going to put those on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the second layer, and the great thing is once you get these 4x4s put in, it becomes a heck of a lot easier to put the boards on because you're not finagling with them trying to get them in place. Just slap it up against it, run your screws in, and keep rocking. Alright, let's get started finishing up this second layer here. got it all done. Got all the 2x12s put on, the 2x4s in place for support. 4x4s, everything secured, ready to rock, ready to add soil. Thankfully, we got our corrals with some mounds in it that we can dig off of and just dump right in here with the skid steer. It'll take a few bucketfuls to get it full, but it'll be nice when it's done. Mrs. Jake will probably do that for me since my back is still giving me fits. I'll bring up my plans real quick and then I'll post all the dimensions on the description of the video. Alright, if this helps you guys out figuring out what you want to do for a raised garden and helps you guys get growing things, growing your own food, which I think is awesome, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll pray for my family and I'll pray for yours as well. You pray for mine, please, and hope you're having a good time, staying clean, healthy, and hope you're being safe and having a good time whenever you are, morning, afternoon, or evening. We'll catch y'all later.